Howdy guys, it's Dachi and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play the Book of Unwritten Tales. So, last time we had got our Dwarven Ale, and we're gonna go give it to the old, General Granddad. Let's go and head on down.
And down we go.
Awesome machine. Let's give it to him.
Excuse me, Colonel Grandad?
Yes, report back.
Here's the Dwarven Ale, Grandad.
Oh, my goodness, we must be careful with this.
Puzzle solved!
Now I have everything I need. It won't take long now. Prepare yourself for takeoff.
Take off? What do you mean by take off?
You got the parachute.
That's what you meant by take off.
Absolutely. I've aimed her at the town of the humans. Betsy, too, was, of course, designed to shoot grenades. But I'm confident that she'll get your capsule there, too.
Betsy 2.
Confident?
What happened to Betsy 1?
Get me out of here. Please, Grandad.
Listen, my boy. I'm proud of you. You're doing something very brave. Sure, Wilbur. I'd like you to have these.
Your old aviator goggles.
Oh, the goggles.
Oh, Grandad, I didn't think...
Too slow, my boy. Fire! Good luck.
Oh man, this is gonna go well. Wow. Something isn't right here. Oh, this must be the evil Queen's Castle.
Where is it?
He still hasn't told us, Mother.
He will. Who else knows about it?
The Archmage won't know about it yet. We were able to intercept the servant, as you know. But
But
an elf, Mother. She tried to free MacGuffin. She might know something.
she needs to be watched.
Very well.
And now, Mr. Professor, let us have a little chat.
Meanwhile, at the foot of the mountains.
Oh well, no problem. I am an elf, and I'm fit. What now? I'll get the book out of MacGuffin's secret cellar and take it to the Archmage. No, they were all gone when I got there. They collected the cage and were off. Now it's up to us to get the book. Of course I don't have to, but, well, what else am I going to do? It appears to be very important. And even if it isn't important, those shady fellows want to have that book. It's better that we get it out of the cellar before they get their grubby mitts on it. Then don't help me. Why don't you just fly home? Just don't tell my parents anything. Ungrateful feathered fowl.
Oh!
There's a stone in the undergrowth. There's something written on it, but I can't see what it is. That could be a little gravestone. I can't remove the undergrowth with my bare hands. It's very dense and has thorns.
Do we still have anything from our inventory? No.
A pumpkin patch. Not particularly well cared for. Presumably MacGuffin spends a lot of time buried in his books and not enough time in his garden. A tatty-wonky scarecrow. Its clothing has been nibbled by mice, but the hat has something about it.
Oh, the
A
hat.
scarecrow that doesn't even scare Cheep Cheep is clearly of no use whatsoever. That's only Cheep Cheep, my little, very annoying bird. That's right. A daring structure, and just like the whole house, pretty wonky. Doesn't look as if it'll last long. An old watering can made out of metal. It's small even by gremlin standards.
I wonder if we can take it. Oh, of course we can.
An upturned flower pot made of clay.
We'll take that too.
There's a stone under it. That could be a firestone. That's coming with me. Presumably the professor wanted to prevent the stone getting wet.
Oh, it's flint.
A pile of logs. There is no way that MacGuffin will get through the winter with such a small amount, not even autumn. 3 should be enough.
I have an idea already.
A swinging metal frame. You can hang pots or something of that sort onto it and then swing it over the fire.
So we can cook something.
A large brick fireplace. The fire grates on the outside, not inside the house. That's a bit unusual, but it does make sense if the professor doesn't wish to have an open fire inside. I should hang something from it.
Like
That makes no sense if the watering can is empty. I'd say this is a pretty basic millstone. Grain is tipped into the hole above, and you then turn the upper stone. The flour then comes out of the side. The groundwater is only a few metres down in this region. Presumably the well isn't very deep. The well rope is fastened to the windlass. Doesn't look particularly strong. The well rope is...
Let's try and use a crank handle.
That was suspiciously easy. The rope is broken and the bucket's probably at the bottom of the well where it's of no use to anyone.
I do have an idea.
That should hold. Let's give it a whirl.
No idea why I'm doing this, but can't hurt.
It worked. This means that I have a gremlin watering can full of water. There's fresh
Why I
well
would
water in
need
the
it.
watering can. Once they get going, they'll burn for a few hours. I can't set fire to logs just with a firestone. I need something that lights easily to get the fire started properly.
Okay.
Strange. Someone's fitted a wooden shutter in front of the little window. Looks like the shutter can be opened. It's pretty high up.
Let's take a look inside then. So we can't do anything else. Oh, so much stuff to look at.
What's that? A box with some kind of glass eye. It seems to be hanging directly in front of the gable window. I haven't got a clue what it's for. What's that? I haven't got a clue. Would appear to be a mirror frame. There are still a few broken shards of the old mirror around the edges. The mirror's turned so it reflects the fireplace. Strange. A carpenter's cup. It looks old.
Can't take it? Nope.
Typical bachelor. Everything in a mess. Plates, pots, cups, covered with a sticky mixture of dust and fat. Dead flies. Oh, yuck. A wooden tub, about half
It's a
full of
wooden
water.
tub.
Oh, great. This has the professor's washing floating around in it. White shirts, grey socks, red underpants.
Red underpants.
The back of the fireplace. When MacGuffin wanted to heat his food up, he just needed to put it into one of those little stoves.
Pretty cool. Oh, Oh, listen to this music.
A small old-fashioned shield. The inside is highly polished.
I see a mirror there. There's got to be something to...
A standard jelly glowfish. They're everywhere around here. This one here isn't glowing anymore, and won't ever again.
Oh. Stone pillar.
Looks like the base for a statue. It's made out of stone and it's covered with strange characters.
Oh.
A stone casket placed
Wooden
in a
box
wooden
with
box.
stone chest.
The box looks very cheap. It could be one of those storage containers. I think these are all the things that the professor uses on his digs. A brush, a little shovel, a sieve. I'll take the sieve.
Sieve?
The rest looks pretty useless. Books, books, and more books. Most are ancient tomes. They appear to be written in just about every language. A large handwritten book.
See what it was writing.
It looks like it's been used a lot.
Documents.
Old parchment and yellowing papers, filled with texts in many different foreign languages. Adonisham Western, Quenya and Sindarin, and technical drawings in Kuzdul. It's the Gremlin's diary. Perhaps I'll find some hints about the cellar. Let's take a closer look. Who would have ever thought that it would fall to someone like me, an old archaeologist, to stop this madness? And I didn't find the key to it on one of my expeditions, not in dark dungeons or in fiery mountains. Oh no, I discovered the answer in an old book. He must mean the book that was hidden in the cellar, in which the information about the artifact's whereabouts is written. The notes end mid-sentence. I wonder why I haven't heard anything from Archmage Alistair yet. I sent Beetle out with a message for him yesterday morning. I hope nothing has... That was the last entry. There are others before it. What's this at the beginning of this page? Today I have been examining the books that I brought back from the Grindle Mountains. Amongst them was a book about herbs and tinctures. An old herbalist was adamant that I would find a recipe to cure my cold feet in it. What a disappointment, though. Just superstitious nonsense about frog eyes and wool socks. I was just about to burn the book when I noticed that the volume contained other things. A disturbing tale of a tragic relationship between a magician and his pet sheep Boris, as well as a travel log written by a fairy explorer. The travel log described how the explorer landed on an island in the West Seas whilst searching for undiscovered fairy tribes. He created several very beautiful sketches of the temple ruins that can be found on that island. I will use these to entertain myself and translate the runes he drew. The next entry was made 2 days later. It's only barely legible. The gremlin appears to have been very excited. It must be the entrance. The wrath of the gods caused the temple to sink into the ocean, of course. But not all, not all. Ye gods, my hands are still shaking despite the fact that Beetle made me a calming herbal tea before he left. Good old Beetle. He has obviously got no clue how significant my discovery is. I have sent him to Master Alistair, the Archmage of the Humans. He is to hand him a sealed letter. Tomorrow Master Alistair will arrive, and I can unburden myself of this terrible responsibility. I will not be able to sleep a wink. And next there's the last entry that I read out before. There's nothing else there. There's nothing more there of interest to me.
Okay.
A dragon's skull. It could have been a horntail, nasty creatures, but there are very few around these days. The last of them are now working almost exclusively as beasts of burden. They've not just lost their viciousness, they've lost their pride too.
What else? Documents? There's some paper.
A little
first,
wooden
too.
box. Doesn't look like an antique or anything particularly valuable. It has beautiful workmanship, though. It's locked. A strange stone head.
Oh.
It's been roughly hewn but has a few fine embellishments.
We can't get in that. Let's check the sarcophagus.
Looks like a very ancient sarcophagus. Oh, strange. There are hinges on it, just like a door.
Ugh.
Shame. Just a stinky mummy. What have we here?
What are you doing, Mortimer?
What the... Did you just speak? You speak?
Me? No.
Well,
But you are.
yes, you do, quite obviously.
What is obvious?
That you can and do speak.
But of course.
But you just said that you didn't.
Why are you being so strange, Mortimer?
I'm not Mortimer.
Where is Mortimer?
You mean MacGuffin, the gremlin archaeologist who lives here, yes?
What?
Mortimer.
Yes?
You're called Mortimer?
No, of course not.
I think we're finished with this conversation.
I think you are slowly losing your marbles, Mortimer.
Presumably the sarcophagus
We
lacks
can't
oxygen.
let it in there.